Breaking news! The future of the Baltimore Ravens tight end room is hanging by a thread, and what's unfolding behind the scenes could send shockwaves through the entire fan base. Major decisions are looming, and some beloved players may not be wearing purple and black much longer. Tension is high, speculation is rampant, and the front office is feeling the heat like never before. But before we move on, make sure you hit that like button if you're a true Ravens fan. It's always amazing to see fans of all ages supporting this team. And if you feel like it, comment, "Go Ravens," down below to show your love for the flock. Let's dive right into it. The Ravens are staring down one of the toughest decisions of the offseason: what to do with their elite tight end group. Right now, the roster is packed with 90 players as we march toward training camp. But as every Ravens fan knows, that number won't last. By the time the 2025 regular season kicks off, that number shrinks to just 53 active players, plus a 16-man practice squad. And here's where it gets really tricky. 35 of those 90 players are set to become free agents after this season. You heard that right. 35 players could be out the door if they don't get new deals. And yes, that number includes every single one of the top 3 tight ends: Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, and Charlie Kolar. This isn't just another routine offseason decision. This could very well reshape the identity of the Ravens offense for years to come. Let's start with the obvious name, Mark Andrews. The face of the Ravens tight end room for years, Andrews has been the safety blanket for Lamar Jackson and a matchup nightmare for defenses across the league. But here's the problem. His contract expires in 2026, and while the team picked up his $4 million option bonus earlier this year, there have been no long-term commitments. There's optimism he stays, but no promises. None at all. Then you've got Isaiah Likely, the fan favorite who's been turning heads since the day he arrived. He recently went on the Up and Adams show and made it crystal clear he wants to be a Raven. He loves Baltimore. The fans love him. But as much as everyone loves a feel-good story, love doesn't balance the salary cap. Charlie Kolar rounds out this three-headed monster. Drafted just 11 picks before Likely back in 2022, Kolar has quietly developed into a reliable piece of the puzzle. But let's be honest, the Ravens cannot afford to hand out top-tier contracts to all 3 of these guys. Not with players like Darius Washington, Ojabo, Kyle Van Noy, Travis Jones, and even center Tyler Linderbaum also approaching free agency. This is a salary cap league. Tough choices are baked into the very structure of how teams are built. And here's the brutal truth: Baltimore won't be able to pay everyone. Someone is getting squeezed out. So what's the play here? Do the Ravens lock in Mark Andrews, the established star with a proven track record but also a price tag to match? Do they pivot to the younger, still developing but highly promising Isaiah Likely, whose ceiling might rival Andrews with more reps? Or do they lean on Charlie Kolar, a player who's flown a bit under the radar but could be the most affordable option to carry forward? And this isn't just about the tight ends. It's about the ripple effect on the entire roster. If the front office shells out big money to keep the tight end room intact, it could come at the expense of strengthening other key areas: pass rush, offensive line, defensive backs, you name it. Speaking of the pass rush, there's drama unfolding there too. David Ojabo, once hailed as a future star, finds himself fighting for his job. The pass rush group is absolutely loaded now, with veterans like Kyle Van Noy and Ojabo leading the charge, and rookie Mike Green looking to make an immediate impact. Add Antavius Robinson and Adisa Isaac, who are both clawing for rotational spots, and you've got one of the most heated battles on the roster. Unfortunately for Ojabo, the writing might already be on the wall. His story is a heartbreaking one. An Achilles tear at his pro day derailed his rookie year, and injuries just kept piling up. Over 3 seasons, he's played in just 18 games and logged only 4 sacks. The explosiveness that made him a terror at Michigan has been hard to find since arriving in the NFL. And now, trade rumors are swirling. Ojabo is considered one of the Ravens' top trade chips heading into this season. Teams in need of pass rush help are circling. There's even buzz that the Seattle Seahawks could come calling, with head coach Mike Macdonald, a former Ravens defensive coordinator, potentially eager to reunite with Ojabo. The connection is real. Macdonald coached Ojabo both at Michigan and briefly in Baltimore. Could a change of scenery unlock the potential that injuries have robbed? But back to the tight ends for a second. This upcoming season isn't just about winning games. It's an audition. Who's going to step up? Who's going to show the front office they deserve that next contract? This is the kind of high-stakes drama that defines careers and reshapes franchises. So here's the big question for you, Ravens fans. If you were in the front office, Which tight end are you keeping for the future? Do you ride with the proven veteran Mark Andrews, invest in the rising star Isaiah Likely, or take a chance on the value play with Charlie Kolar? Let me know what you think in the comments. And while we're debating the future of the tight end room, let's not forget the elephant in the room, the salary cap puzzle. The Ravens are masters at cap gymnastics, but even the best front offices can't make magic forever. Every dollar spent on the tight end group is a dollar not spent locking down key defenders or reinforcing the offensive line to protect Lamar Jackson. And speaking of Lamar, what kind of message does it send to your franchise quarterback if his most trusted weapon, Mark Andrews, isn't locked in for the future? Let's be real, Mark Andrews isn't just any tight end. He's been the heartbeat of the Ravens' passing attack for years. He's the guy Lamar looks for on 3rd and long, in the red zone, when the game is on the line. But Andrews is now heading toward his 30s. Tight ends don't age as gracefully as other positions. The hits add up, the wear and tear becomes real, and while he's still producing at an elite level, the question hanging over the Ravens front office is simple. How long does that production realistically last? On the other hand, Isaiah Likely feels like the future. He's dynamic, versatile, and has flashed glimpses of being a true difference maker. Remember that stretch late last season when Andrews was sidelined? Likely stepped into the spotlight and didn't miss a beat. His route running? Crisp. His hands? Reliable. His ability to create yards after the catch? Impressive. He's the kind of player that gets better with every snap. And yet, he's still improving over the course of a full season as a TE1. Are the Ravens ready to roll the dice on that upside? Then there's Charlie Kolar. He doesn't get the same headlines as Andrews or Likely, but inside the building, the Ravens coaching staff respects the heck out of this guy. Kolar brings a different skill set to the table, a big-body target with strong blocking skills and a knack for finding soft spots in zone coverage. He's dependable. He's affordable. But is he a player you build your tight end room around in 2026 and beyond? Or is he just a really good TE2 or TE3? It's a dilemma that's keeping the Ravens brass up at night. And here's where it gets even more complicated. Players like Tyler Linderbaum, an absolute stud at center, and Ojabo, who has started to come into his own as a pass rusher, are also due for extensions. You can't let your offensive line crumble. You can't let the pass rush dry up. This is the ultimate balancing act. Meanwhile, the pass rush situation feels like a ticking time bomb. While everyone's watching the tight end battle unfold, the defensive edge room is becoming one of the fiercest position groups on the roster. Kyle Van Noy, despite being in the later stages of his career, still looks like a man-possessed, aggressive, sharp, and constantly disrupting backfields. Ojabo has been putting it together, showing the burst and bend that made him a first-round pick. Then you look at the young guns, Tavius Robinson and Adissa Isaac. Both are hungry. Both are flashing in OTAs and minicamps. Robinson, in particular, seems poised to take a massive leap forward after a solid 2024 campaign. Adissa Isaac is a wild card. He's raw but freakishly athletic, and if the coaching staff can mold him quickly, the Ravens could have yet another gem in the making. And this leaves David Ojabo in no man's land. His story went from being one of the most inspiring draft day tales, a kid who overcame a devastating Achilles injury, to now facing the grim reality that his time in Baltimore could be nearing its end. And it's not because of lack of effort. It's because the NFL is ruthless. Production matters. Availability matters. And in a room this loaded, you either step up or step aside. Trading Ojabo might be the best move for both sides. The Seahawks rumor is real. Mike McDonald knows what Ojabo can be at his best. He saw it at Michigan. He glimpsed it during their brief overlap in Baltimore. And with Seattle hungry to boost their pass rush, it makes all the sense in the world. A fresh start, a new system, a chance to revive his career before the window closes. But here's the painful part for Ravens fans. Letting Ojabo go would sting. No one wanted it to end like this. No one wanted his story in Baltimore to be about injuries and unfulfilled potential. But sometimes, the NFL is about brutal decisions, not sentimental ones. And that brings us right back to the tight end conundrum. Look around the league. Most teams are lucky to have one legitimate tight end. The Ravens have 3, but that luxury comes with a price tag. So the clock is ticking. Training camp will be an audition. Every route, every block, every snap could be the difference between a long-term extension or packing your bags. So, I have to ask you again, Ravens flock, if you're in the GM chair, what will you do? Will you stick with Mark Andrews for a few more big years? Will you turn the page and give Isaiah Likely the key to your offense? Or will you take the long view and invest in Charlie Kolar as the stable, cap-friendly option? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Go Ravens!